In the winter of 1966, a small town in West Virginia became the center of one of America's strangest and most terrifying legends. The town was Point Pleasant, a quiet riverside community where nothing unusual ever seemed to happen. Families left their doors unlocked. Teenagers drove aimlessly at night. The Ohio River moved slowly past old houses and dim streetlights. Then, on November 15th, two young couples were driving near an abandoned munitions plant known locally as the TNT area. The place was already unsettling: concrete domes, rusted fencing, and empty tunnels left behind from World War II. As their headlights swept across the trees, they saw something standing near one of the old structures. It was tall, broad-shouldered, dark, and its eyes reflected bright red in the beams of the car. The creature unfolded what looked like massive wings and began moving toward them. Panicking, the driver accelerated. The figure followed. Not running, but gliding, keeping pace with the car at nearly 100 miles per hour. The teenagers later reported that it soared above the vehicle, its red eyes locked onto them the entire time. They did not stop driving until they reached town. Shaken and breathless, they reported the sighting to police. Newspapers soon picked up the story. The creature was given a name by the press: Mothman. Over the next 13 months, sightings multiplied. Dozens of residents described seeing a winged humanoid figure near the TNT area, on rooftops, and even outside bedroom windows. Some claimed it made no sound when it moved. Others described hearing a high-pitched screech that lingered in their ears long after it vanished. One woman reported waking in the middle of the night to find glowing red lights outside her window. When she looked closer, she realized they were eyes staring directly at her. She said the fear she felt was not just shock, but a deep, overwhelming sense of dread, as if something terrible was about to happen. Strange events followed the sightings. Dogs went missing. Electrical interference disrupted phone lines. Some witnesses claimed they received threatening calls filled with static and distorted voices. A few residents even described encounters with mysterious men in black, strange individuals who appeared in town asking unusual questions about the creature, then disappearing just as quickly. As panic grew, national media attention intensified. UFO researchers and paranormal investigators arrived in Point Pleasant. Theories ranged from extraterrestrial visitation to government experiments conducted at the old munitions site. Others believed the sightings were hallucinations caused by environmental contamination in the TNT area. But what made the legend truly horrifying was what happened next. On December 15, 1967, during rush hour traffic, the Silver Bridge suddenly collapsed into the icy Ohio River. Cars plunged into the water. 46 people lost their lives. It was one of the deadliest bridge disasters in American history. In the aftermath, many residents whispered the same thing: the Mothman sightings had stopped completely. Some believed the creature had been a warning. Others believed it was an omen of death. Skeptics pointed to structural failure caused by a faulty eyebar in the bridge's suspension system. Official investigations concluded the collapse was due to engineering weakness, not the supernatural. Yet the timing haunted the town. The wave of sightings ended the moment tragedy struck. John Keel later chronicled the events in his book, The Mothman Prophecies, further cementing the legend in American folklore. But behind the mythology are documented facts: police reports, newspaper archives, eyewitness interviews, and official bridge collapse investigations. To this day, Point Pleasant embraces the legend. A statue of the Mothman stands in town. Festivals are held annually. But beneath the tourism lies something colder, a collective memory of fear that gripped an entire community. Witnesses, now elderly, still insist what they saw was real. They describe the eyes the same way. Red. Reflective. Intelligent. Watching. Was it mass hysteria triggered by small-town anxiety? A large misidentified bird such as a sandhill crane? Environmental toxins influencing perception? Or something that appeared only when disaster was near? No physical evidence of the creature was ever captured. No body. No clear photograph. Just stories, consistent enough to disturb, inconsistent enough to remain unexplained. The TNT area still exists, overgrown and silent. Locals say if you walk there at night, the air feels heavier. The domes stand like concrete graves under the moonlight. And sometimes, when wind moves through broken structures, it produces a sound eerily similar to a distant screech. The official explanation for the Silver Bridge collapse is recorded in engineering reports. The official explanation for the sightings is human imagination. But for 13 months, an entire town reported seeing the same thing in the dark. And then, just as suddenly as it began, it ended, leaving behind 46 funerals, unanswered questions, and a legend that refuses to die. Today, the Mothman sightings remain one of America's most chilling documented waves of unexplained encounters. Whether creature, omen, or coincidence, the fear was real. The witnesses were real. The tragedy was real. And sometimes, what terrifies people most is not proof of a monster, but the possibility that something was watching, waiting, and knew exactly when to disappear.